everybody, welcome back to my channel Made with Love. My name is Heather and today I'm up in a makeshift crafting area. It's been a while since I've crafted and I really want to get something made. So today I'm going to make 3 pair of the gnome shoes. So I've got a pack of these little baby shower party favors, a piece of thick gray felt, knocked my stand over, a bag of sand, which I'm actually using the sand to actually hold my thing up at the moment, a pair of scissors, hot glue, glue sticks, and I found these at Dollarama for $2. You get 5 sheets of synthetic leather. They are 19 by 20 centimeters. So I'm going to start with these. I'm just going to stop for a second and re-angle the camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I hope that's a good angle so everybody can see me. I've got this new thing my husband bought me. It's a little stand. It's a 3-in-1. It has the thing to hold your camera, it has the ring light, and it has a microphone. So maybe with this microphone on my videos it'd be a little easier to hear me. So first thing first, I'm just going to take the party favor shoes. I should have opened that before I started. I'm going to take 2 out, and I'm just going to trace the felt so I can for the bottom of the soles of the shoes. Just needs to be rough estimate because when I go to do it, I always find that I just kind of get the basic size for it, and then when I get it glued into place, it gives me extra fabric to play with, and then I can also trim once it's all glued in place. I'm just gonna trim this just a little bit more. And then I've got to make a second one. About the same size. So I've got 2 pieces of felt for the bottom of the shoes. Now this was the new thing I've not seen at the dollar store before. This is not from Dollar Tree, this was from Dollarama. So it's got 5 pieces of this faux leather. So we've got, trying to see the colors. Looks like a black, a brown, a navy blue, a tan yellowish color, and a red. Now I'm making a fall gnome. So I was going to probably use one of these 2, but I have to decide what gnome I'm going to make because I've got some different fabrics I was deciding what I was going to use for my gnomes. One is I have this sleeve for a sweater that I cut because I made a little handbag for, taking to the farmer's market out of the main part of the sweater. So I've got this sleeve, and I do like this. I thought this would make a really cute fall hat for my gnome. I also have this old pillowcase that's kind of like this goldy brown color. It's kind of like a velvet or velour. And I also have this other orangey fabric that I got at a secondhand store for 25 cents. I don't know how many pieces are in here. And it's got this feel of like a shower curtain kind of thing. So I haven't decided what I'm going to actually make. I haven't decided if I'm making a female gnome or male gnome yet. But I think, based on the choices, I think I'm going to use the tan kind of color for to make this first pair of shoes out of. I don't know really how big this is. I'm not sure. I know when I'm making my shoes, I need a piece of square piece of the felt that I usually use. I think what size is it? It's a 3 by 6, I believe. So I'm just gonna fold this in half this way. I'm just gonna see if this will go around the boot. I haven't even tried this yet, so I'm just gonna see if this will work. Yeah, that will work. Okay, so I'm just going to, so that's a good height. So I've got it sitting at, height would be, okay, about 3.5 inches, but I know I need it 6 inches, so 6 inches is there. So it gives me an extra 2 inches I can cut off. I'm just going to open this up. I'm just going to measure 3 by 6, because that's what I need. I'm just going to word this, so I need 6. Inches here. And then 3, I'm just going to draw a line straight down. Use my other ruler. I'm just going to draw a line straight down. Then I need it 3 this way. 6, so 6. Here, so 3. A line across here and a line across here. I'm just going to cut this and I get my 2 pieces for my shoes. And I've got my hot glue gun already plugged in and it's warmed up and ready to go. This is hard to cut or hard to work with because it's been folded or rolled up, so it just doesn't want to lay straight and it's curling up on me as I cut. But there, I've got all my pieces I need for my shoes. Just gonna get that piece out of the way. Now I'm gonna make the bottom part of the shoe first. Got it's just a bag of decorative sand. And all I do is just take the little party favor boot, and it's got this hollow part and at the front where the toes are. So I'm just going to pour sand in. It's okay if I overfill it because I just really want to get it in here. I'm just going to brush it off so it's all nice and level, and that's going to give some weight to it. Now, I had the other sand I thought was a little bit better. It's the thick, chunky sand. It's probably a little heavier, but at the dollar store, this was the only sand that I could find when I went. So I'm just going to put glue down and all around. And just stick the belt in place. Just making sure that it's stuck good everywhere. So I'm trying to figure out the placement of the camera, so I'm trying to make sure I'm staying in focus. Sorry if I'm not. I just got this new stand, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay, so I just want to make sure that everywhere it's all attached. And I'm going to do the same to the other little shoe. Sort of a lot too much in this one. Just going to make sure you get all the sand in on there. Just going to brush it off. And then the same thing, just put glue down. Another glue stick. I'm gonna have to add some more sand because I see a lot of it just tipped out. Oh. Yeah, I like the other gravel that I use. It'd probably be a bit better, but this is what the dollar store had. And at the moment, with my craft room still not really accessible at the moment, so most of our renovations we were working on, everything was just put in the craft room to move out of the way. I'm just gonna clean up this extra glue. Like I said, I haven't decided if I'm making a girl gnome or a boy gnome yet. I kind of just think it will just probably be a big factor is if I can find my material to make the beard. So if I can't find the material to make a beard, I guess it's going to be a girl gnome. Just burned my finger. I just got all this glue all over my finger. I do have those finger guards for when I do this type of crafting. Again, I can't get to that stuff right now, but that's okay. So there's the boots are done. So now I'm gonna, like I said, got the extra overlap of the felt. So now I'm just gonna follow the edge of the boot and just kind of clean up this for now. And it's okay if it's not perfect, because when you put a little bit where it's kind of come up, but when you put this on, this goes right down against there, so you won't be able to tell. I'm just gonna trim a little more of this front of this toe just to get it a little more rounded. Oops. There's my phone, so I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So what I was doing was just got this all glued on. I'm just trimming off the extra bit of felt here, just trying to make it all even. Oops. And now I'm just going to take these strips of leather, and I'm just going to put a line of glue up the back of the shoe. And then I'm just going to stick it on. Oops. Sorry, I'm just trying to, new camera stand, I'm just trying to make sure I'm angled properly. At the same time, I have to see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna bring, okay. There, I'm just gonna move my chair, so there. I think that's in the camera angle better now. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just gonna take my hot glue. I'm just gonna go right over top of where the felt is. I'm just gonna glue this down. As close to the bottom of the shoe as possible. This glue gun just seems to be really hot today. I don't know why. Sometimes it doesn't heat, and other days it just overheats. Okay. It's tricky with this strip of this leather because I said it was rolled up, so I think maybe before I make any other ones, I think I will straighten out the roll so it's not curving like that on me. I'm just gonna keep going around. I like to have like enough of this extra flap that when you come around, it does actually start to come around to that side. And what I like to do is just figure out where the center of the boot is going to be, because I like to get this nice seam. Again, I'm trying to figure out the angle of this. Okay, so I like to get a nice seam up the back of the shoe or the boot. So I just gotta figure out where. Okay. lay this down for a second. I'm just going to put a chunk of glue right across there, across the leather. I'm just going to fold it. So then fold it and I glue that in place. I'm going to get a nice seam. And just put some more glue right here. And then I got to put some glue going up the seam a little bit. I'm just going to glue right into place. Now it looks like I've got like a cylinder here. So I've got to add a little more glue going up here. To glue this to there. I'm not so worried. I've got some little bit of glue drippings, but I will clean that off in a minute. It's too hot at the moment. Now the boot, I said, now it just looks like I've got this cylinder, and I'm just gonna cut because I do see that I went a little crooked. I'm just cutting that extra little piece off at the top here. Cut straight, but sometimes, you know, when you fold and you're going around and it's not quite perfectly round, you do end up with a little bit of extra material at the top. So now I've got to make the front of the boot. So I'm deciding that I'm going to make these like tall like boots. So all you do is just take your finger. I'm just going to show it right here. It's like the boot has like the curved part here. So all you do is take the cylinder, you find the curved part, and you just slide your finger up, and it automatically folds. And I'm just going to pinch it like that. So I've got this nice boot that looks like that. But so I know right where it's going to be. I always test it out before I add glue just so I know it's folding good. Now I'm going to add glue. I'm going to squeeze glue all the way down. Trying to get glue on the front of that boot and up the side, like in there. Again, I'm just going to squeeze this like that and then squeeze it together. I've got the boot, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the glue and just right in here and up one side, just right in there, right where it curves, and I'm just going to squeeze that together. Now I've got one boot. I don't want this to fold together, so I've got to keep that separate. I just didn't want to use my fingers to get down there because I got to keep this opened at the top. But there is the one boot. So now I'm just going to set that aside, and now I'm going to work on the second boot. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to start at the back, but now I've got to look at the seam. So I've got this seam coming up on this side, so now I've got to make sure my other boot has the seam coming on the other side. So this boot, I started here and I worked my way like from left to right. So on this boot, I've got to make sure I work my way from right to left. And that's a tricky thing. That's something I learned making these. It's which way do you start, because you want your seams to match on your boots. So I'm just going to start right here. Just put the glue there. I'm just going to angle this up. There, might be a bit better. There. So I'm just going to put the glue right across the back of here. So now I am gluing from the back. I'm gluing from the right around to the left. Just gluing, just put the glue just kind of right above where the felt is. Just go right around, all the way around the boot. I did learn this trick. I don't remember the name of the lady for video. She did stuff with lots of hot glue stuff. But to help hold your new stick with your old stick, you put a little bit of hot glue and it kind of glues the two sticks together. I don't remember her name. I wish I did, because then I would say it. But just a trick I learned about 4 or 5 years ago now, and I do it almost every time. There, just glue, keep this as close as you can to the bottom. There's the bottom of the foot. See, there's the bottom of this one. And again, it's not that bad. Sometimes, you know, the material is a little bit funny and it doesn't quite fit right. That's okay, because I will probably add some type of a trim to the top or the bottom to kind of hide some of the little imperfections. So now again, with this one, I'm just going to lay this down. I'm just going to put a strip of a little bit of hot glue right along this end here. I'm just going to fold this over a little bit. So this will give me a nice, clean, finished edge. And that's not quite far. Yeah, that's not quite right. It's a little bit too much material. Let's see. A second. Yeah, just gotta tear it. Just gotta. I didn't figure this out. Okay, so I gotta figure out where the center of this is, and I gotta know where I need to fold it. Okay, I need to fold it there. So I didn't quite fold it over enough. It's still not quite in the center. So a little bit closer. Yeah, that's better. So I gotta fold it over that much. So I've got my line made where I need to fold it. Strip of glue on here and then fold it and put that much. This is different material to work with. I've done other fabrics. This is the first time working with this type of synthetic leather. So I'll take a couple, making a couple boots with this leather before I figure out exactly how to do it. So now I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to put a strip of glue right down here, right across, right where the fold is. And just push this all the way up. There's the back of this boot. So when I put the two boots together, you can see that one seam faces, overlaps on the left, the other one overlaps over onto the right. So I just gotta even this out because it always happens. This little bit, just gotta cut off some of the extra little bits. Now again, I'm just gonna push this down to make sure I got a good crease and the boot looks good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna squeeze the glue down on the top of the toe and up a little bit on there. I'm just gonna push that down and fold it in. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in there and up the side, or up in this inside part here, so when I squeeze it, it will be glued in, glued at the top. Just going to give that a squeeze and just kind of hold that for a second. Glue there. That seam kind of came up, and little more glue there. The glue kind of dried, kind of hardened before it actually sealed it, glued it. So there's the two boots. Like I said, this one here, it's got this glue. I'm going to clean this up so it's a bit better. I'm going to make got these two. Well, I said I've got some more boots. So I'm going to make 3 pairs of the boots. So I've got 4 more of the boots to make. And I think I'm going to make 1 with the red, and I'm going to make 1 with the navy blue. It's hard to tell colors. It's like, I don't really see any difference, but I'm going to make 1 with the navy blue. So when I get these ones made, then I will be back and show you what they all look like when they are done with this step, and then I will go to the next step, which will be embellishing them. Okay, so here's the ones I made, and then here's the ones I just finished making. I made these blue ones and I made the red ones. So the blue ones, I cut it to 2.5 inches, and these brown ones were 3 inches, and the red boots I made almost 4 inches. So you can see like there is a height difference in the 3 pairs of boots. So now I'm just going to show you quickly what I've got for embellishments. Now I said like once I'm able to get to my craft room I can do a lot more, but like these type of ribbons, these are these pearl bead ribbons, but you know, you just cut, you know, like 1 strip of this just to as thick as you would want it. I've got different kinds of ribbon, like some thinner ribbon, like it's very got the little see-through, so when you put that on the boot you will see the color of the boot coming through, which looks really pretty for a girl gnome. And then of course I've got this is the elastic ribbon, and I mean it's pretty thin, so you make like little strings. You can make it look like it laces up. I actually did a pair of little shoes that looked like they had actual laces in it. There's another one of these ones where you just have to cut that in half. You got one's yellow, one's green, just an assortment of different things. Okay, I've got this other ribbon. I've got lots of ribbons to choose from. This one's got like 2 colors in it. Like I hadn't decided what kind of ribbon I'm going to use. And then for, oops, I'm just gonna move this stuff aside for a second. Other embellishments I have here, I've got little paper flowers. I got these little berry picks, so there's little small little flowers. More berry picks, little flowers. I've got these little floral embellishments in various colors. This was from Easter, but you know, you could take the little flowers off of anything. So I'm just going to figure out which ribbons I'm going to use, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I've decided what ribbons I'm going to use with which. So these tan boots, I've got this cord here. It's got this creamy color and this gold ribbon. I'm really liking the way that looks. And then for the red boots, I've got this white braided cord ribbon. And finally for the blue ones, I do like this here with the green and the yellow, but I think I'll go with the yellow because I think the yellow and blue look best. So I'm just gonna start with the tan colored boots because I think this ribbon is the easiest ribbon to work with. So I'm just gonna set the other boots out of my way and the other ribbons out of my way. I'm just gonna kind of quickly just measure and see about how much ribbon I will need per boot. I will overlap because I do like when the materials overlap a little. Kind of hide some of the extra glue. So I'll go all the way around, and then I'm going to go about another maybe half an inch or so. And then because I do find that each boot is slightly different, I will actually just, instead of cutting two pieces the same size, I do like to measure each boot. Just because the material folds differently. This way I get exactly the right amount per boot. And then I'm just gonna see, line them up, and yeah, see the one boot does need a little more, maybe not, but it's hard to tell. It could just be the way I pulled it when I cut. So I'm just gonna glue this on. Again, I'm using the seams going up the back, knowing where I start and finish. So this one, I started the back, I started at the right side and I went around to the left. So when I line up the ribbon, I gotta do the exact same thing. So just go like this. You can see where the leather starts. So I'm gonna line this up so the ribbon starts in the exact same spot and come all the way around. So then it ends in the exact same spot. If that makes sense. That way all your seams, your left and right shoes seams all line up. So I'm just gonna grab my other glue stick here. I know I've got the little bit of that gravel sand that I have still spilt. I guess I thought I was gonna clean it up, but I guess I forgot. Okay, so this is the one I was gonna work with. So I'm just gonna put a little dab of glue just to start. I'm just gonna get it as close to the bottom as possible. So then you see when they line up, this will help cover up any extra glue where the felt and the leather is. Just kind of help hide some of that. So I'm just gonna glue all the way around, just close to the bottom. Just pull the ribbon in place. And then when I come right back to the back, I gotta know where my seam is gonna be. I'm gonna fold it. Just gonna figure out, yeah, it's right where it's gonna end up being, right there. I'm just gonna put some glue here just to fold this ribbon in half. So we'll get a nice clean seam. Oops. And then put some glue all the way around. And there's that one boot. I'm going to do the same to the other ones. So again, you just kind of see where which way you wrapped the material, you know, leather or material, whatever you're using. Start gluing it and wrapping it around the boot. And I said, I know I've got lots of little glue strings and clumps of glue. I will be working on in a little bit getting that all gone. I just want to get the boots made first, and then there is a trick to get rid of the loose strings, and it's using a blow dryer, like a hair blow dryer. It kind of just reheats it, and it's supposed to help. I've tried it a few times. It has helped. Some crafts it has helped, some crafts it hasn't helped. Okay, so I've come back around to there, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue here and fold this in half, and then put a little bit of glue on here and fold it across, and now I get a nice seam. All the seams have lined up. So I got this one is now, this pair is done. So now I will do the red ones, same thing. I'm just going to take the white braided cord here. I'm just going to clean this up so it's not so frayed. And this is this ribbon, and it's going to come apart. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here just to kind of keep the ribbon from fraying anymore. Just pinching it and holding it in place. I'm going to cut this extra little bit of string off. There, so it's going to help prevent it from fraying anymore. Just going to put a little more glue. And so I just got to see where I started and where I ended. Put a little dab of glue. I'm just going to glue, put a little line of glue, and put the ribbon in place. Now I haven't decided what other embellishments, because I haven't fully decided what type of gnomes I'm making to go with these shoes yet. I haven't gotten that far. I just wanted to make some fall boots. Just be ready for when I do that. I'm just going to cut this off here. And this one, just going to put a little dab of glue and fold it in half. Just fold it over and then glue this in place. It doesn't take long to make these boots once you've made a few pair. So there's that one. I'll do that other one in a minute, and I'm gonna work on this one so you can see how I'm working with each of these different types of ribbon. So this one here, obviously it's got the double thing of the two different colors, but I'm just gonna see how much I need. And this one's a little bit different the way that they go together. These ones don't have to, these ones don't actually overlap because they do fit better. But this one does. This one, it's a half a piece. So I'm just gonna get rid of those broken pieces. But I'll still save them because you never know, you might need them one time for another craft. I'm just gonna snip this in half. Now gluing these ones down is a little trickier. And one thing I want to do is anywhere these strings were where it was attached, just going to make sure that you kind of clean them up a little so you don't, so they're not so noticeable. So you want your crafts to look good. So even if it takes an extra couple minutes of doing some like little touch-ups or things like this, in the end it really helps your crafts just look that much, you know, more finished. I think I got all those extra little bits of string where the two strips were attached. Set that aside. Same thing, I gotta figure out where I started on this one. Now this one is this one's a little bit different because it's got each one of these little beads, kind of like a little bead itself. So I'm not gonna put a full string of glue down, because if you put too much glue, it's going to come right through all those little holes, which is just what just happened to me. So I'm just going to get rid of this extra glue here. And these ones, what I do is I actually put the glue on each little thing itself. It kind of looks like sunflowers along the edge of the boot. So maybe if I'll use this one to make my girl gnome, and maybe I'll have her holding like a sunflower, or I'll put sunflower on her hat or in her hair or something. And I've got one here. I didn't put glue on this last one because I don't know if I need it or not. Oh, yes, I do. This. Okay. Oops. Yeah, okay. This is where it gets a little tricky. Yes, I didn't put enough glue on those ones. I'm going to put glue on this last one. Get this last one in place first. And then I'm going to put some glue under each of these other ones. And push them down in place. Oops. Slid up on me. Oops. Not enough glue. Okay. Because these ones have a little bit of give to them because the string that's connecting each little one, you can actually slide them closer together if you need to. Looks like that. So I'm going to finish the other one of this red one and the other blue one, and I will be right back. Okay, well I got the other boots done, but see, the top of these kind of don't look finished. So I went and found my faux fur yarn, and I just glued a little bit on the top of this one, and it really helps to hide the top here if it's uneven and stuff. So I'm just gonna do that to this one, so I'm gonna do that to this other one. And then to finish off the tops of these two, I'm just going to leave them for now because I'm not sure what type of gnome I'm going to make using these. So I like the tops of this to kind of go with, you know, whatever my gnome's wearing. So I'm going to decide I'm going to make a little girl gnome today. So this is going to be her boot. So I'm just going to quickly do the same thing. I'm just going to move this other ribbon out of my way. Just going to find where my seam is. Put a little dot to start. And I've got to find this little edge on the back side of this so I don't glue all the feather fluffy stuff down. I mean, it looks like feathers or fur. It kind of twists and turns, but it's okay. I'm just going to put the thin layer. Just go slowly with this. Just glue a nice strip of it across here. Again, it really helps to hide all the glue bits at the top. I haven't really decided, you know, like what her outfit's gonna really look like. So I'll have to figure that one out, what I'm going to use for her clothes. Like I said, I'm just going to make, I knew I wanted to make a fall gnome. I didn't quite know kind of what colors I was going to go with, but there's the boots are now finished. And I still would like to add a little embellishment to the side up here on the outside of her boot. But I wanted to do like a sunflower, because these look like sunflowers, and she's going to probably be holding a sunflower. But I will just hold off until I find the right little embellishment. I may or may not. I'll have to see how the rest of her outfit goes and what color I'm going to use. I'm just going to move that so I don't drop that and have yarn everywhere. Again, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.